Hello everybody, what is up? This is Armgerman, back again to cast a little bit more Starcraft 2 for you. I have a treat for you guys. I do. I like you guys a lot, so I figured I would bring to you, on the map Cloud Kingdom, in the top right hand corner, the Gorilla Terran himself, LiquidJinro. And in the bottom left hand corner, the Blue Terran, we have DarkChiGo. This, more than likely, I'm not sure to be positive, but probably was played on the Korean server, given that Jinro does live in Incheon. A small, not a small town, I have no idea the size of it, but a town just outside of Seoul. Chup. I figured, today I was, I said this in another video, I'm going to do my announcements during the beginning, because that way you guys are listening. Yeah. So is music on? It is, yeah. Sorry. Oops. Today I'm going to be doing a LiquidJinro replay. Tomorrow I will be doing another Echo game that he sent me to my imgermansc2@gmail.com. And then on, what's today, Monday and Tuesday, on Wednesday I will be doing a cast of, I'm just going to open up a replay. I'm going to pick a pretty standard replay, and I'm just going to explain StarCraft 2 as the game actually happens. Because often we describe StarCraft 2 in these really conventional terms, very generic, like you build workers and you build an army, and that doesn't really tell people what is this, what is that. So we're going to go through that kind of thing. I have a couple friends that watch my casts and wanted me to explain it, so I think I'll do that. But as far as this game goes, we had the pretty late hatch and the pretty late pull go down for DarkChiGo, so pretty standard opening for him and for Jinro as well. We had that 12 racks and 13 refinery. More than likely going to see some Hellion opening from Jinro because that is super standard. And probably going to see Speedlings, probably Ling Infester at DarkChiGo if he plays standard as well. Wouldn't be surprised either way, to be honest. Jinro is going to come in here and he's going to scout, and don't really care about the pull timing, so it would seem. But I'm kind of curious as to what Jinro's scout was. Just probably check out the gases. And it looks like his worker is going to go down here. Might play in a bunker. Very good position for the bunker. And there is a Marine coming over here, so this will be pretty tough for DarkChiGo to hold, assuming this bunker gets up. That is a pretty tough position there. Not going to be allowed to get the drones on the full surround. But oh, this SCV doesn't get picked off. Wow, actually. Great little micro there from Jinro. And it'll live pretty while. Oh, and he does get picked off. Marine gonna kind of try to stutter step around. The bunker did not finish, and it'll probably be canceled by Jinro. So, didn't invest a whole lot into this. 2 Marines are down here, and they might nibble away at some drones. But I really don't see anything with the Lings now starting to come out. As we said, factory and the Hellion and the reactor is going to be coming out, so we're going to see reactor Hellions. And DarkChiGo really, I think, overmade Lings here. He made 8 of them? Yeah, he made 8 Lings there. I think that's a little much, to be completely honest. I'm going to run those over here, and not going to set him up in the best economic position by Jinro. So damage has been done, unless this barracks doesn't. Okay, it'll be fine. And there we see the super standard command center coming down, and that's pretty standard at Jinro, as I just said. Nothing really should come as a surprise to anybody. I do like that this Marine is sneaking over here. What's he going to go do? Probably Ovary hunting. He's not going to get anything. But Jinro's going to be pretty good shape here as soon as this command center finishes. And be on pretty even footing with the Zerg. And as a Zerg player, you never want to be on the same amount of bases as a Terran. Look at the worker count, 21 to 23 in favor of DarkChiGo. But the Mules for Jinro do give him the lead. And the Hellions pop in, the Ling's got to run away. But there's an adequate defense up here at the front. I think it would take a serious misstep for DarkChiGo to lose anything here. He's got the spine crawl. He's starting the wall with the Evo chamber and the Queen's in position. So these 4 Hellions are pretty much going to be it, unless he decides to run by. Nope, backs out at the last second. I think that's a good decision. Speed for DarkChiGo just now started, so it's going to be a ways from completing. And that means these Lings are going to be slow. Even on the creep, they're going to be slower than the Hellions. Stim pack is about 10% of the way down for Jinro as well. And that Queen taking some hits. Remember, Queens are outranged by Hellions, and that's going to be difficult. But DarkChiGo, really solid position. Got that Queen back, so then now he will get hit absolutely by the... Oh, great, wow. Burned a scan for that, huh? Interesting that Jinro prioritized that Overlord over the scan. As we know, though, DarkChiGo not supply blocked at all. And he does have a Roach Warren finishing up here. So that Roach Warren will finish. I think it's down here at the front. There it is. So Jinro is well aware of that. And that Spycrawler is up. Jinro probably could see it. Looks like he's not going to go for it, though. Oh, a little late, but that's okay for him. Starport is on the way, as well as 2 more racks. So Jinro is just slipping into macro mode, as it would seem. Does have this base up and running. He's going to work on getting that saturated here. 2 less CVs at a time for Jinro. And he's still hanging in there on the work game, because these Hellions are posing a threat to DarkChiGo that he's just got to keep making units, and as a Zerg player, you never want to feel that kind of threatened. But as the supply stand, DarkChiGo in a pretty good position, 66 to 52. These roaches, Jinro is not paying attention. He's going to come out here and he's going to pick off a roach. He's going to pick off 2 Hellions, maybe 3. Nope, the 3rd will get away. So Jinro suffered some damage there, and the army of DarkChiGo greatly larger than that of LiquidJinro's. But Jinro got a pretty good defense coming up here. He's going to have that bunker go up and won't be complete in time for these Lings. But there are enough Mariners back there to cause these Lings to be a waste. He was not even going to get that supply depot. That was a lot of money just wasted there for DarkChiGo. These Hellions are going to get picked off, but will that bunker finish? It will look like it will, and the Marines will get in there, and that should end this attack from DarkChiGo. DarkChiGo not in the best position after just losing a bunch of those Lings. He does, however, have the supply advantage, 72 to 61. Go to the worker count. Jinro still behind. He's down behind 12 workers now. Wow. And that is not good for him, but the mules are making it more bearable, I guess I should say. 3rd base for DarkChiGo going down here. And so far, this is shaping up to be a pretty good game. Jinro killing off a lot of the Lings that were here, but the Roaches did some damage as well. Spire and Bailey Nest are on the way. Bailey Nest is about, how many seconds is it? It's about 13 seconds from completing, and the Spire's just now started. So, the Zerg's starting to get into his playground, if you will, as well as +1 is on the way. Combat Shields and Siege Tank mode are on the way for the Terran, and it looks like Jinro is going to do a little bit of push out here. Maybe it was just to clear those units away from those rocks. So, no, it looks like he's actually going to move out onto the map. 16 Lings are on the way, as they probably have scouted this push. And Jinro is probably going to swing up along here and take out this 3rd. Now keep in mind the map control for DarkChiGo does not exist, so he will not have any idea. And he just straight up canceled that expansion. And the fear of it caused him to cancel. And Jinro's not going to have any idea. He doesn't know there was an expansion there. So he is a little in the dark as to what was going to go on the plan. But in the meantime, he's forced a lot of spines out of DarkChiGo. 3, and he's forcing continuous units. None right now, but he has a ton of larvae. So I don't really know what this money is going to go to. He's going to lose an Overlord here, and that will supply block him with 3 Overlords just now started. Looks like the Terran's going to push up here, and he decides to back up because of the creep spread. Those Banelians on creep are pretty quick, even without speed, but speed, for the record, is not finished. Good scouting Marine here by Jinro. He's going to know when that 3rd goes down immediately, and that's great. You like to see players who are way ahead in their scouting. Spine crawlers are going to go ahead and root, and nothing really too crazy is happening right now. Both players are kind of slipping into a macro game where they're going to build up their forces. One misconception that I think a lot of people have about Starcraft 2 is when both players don't attack, it's a macro game. I just like to think of it as like a really big all-in. But, you know, when players are trading blows and they're taking 3 or 4 bases, that's a macro game, and that's awesome. But as it stands, both players here are poking and prodding. They're not forcing any engagements, but they're not afraid to engage either, as you can tell by the aggression from both players. Jinro now with 2 tanks is going to move out here, and he's got a little bit of forces back here that are going to be lagging behind. Jinro's going to get up into position. If the Zerg lets the Terran get into position, that's never good for the Zerg, because then it's a breakout. And oh, he caught those mutas coming out with the scan. Great scan in from Jinro. Keep in mind his 3rd is going to be up, and the 3rd of DarkChiGo is not. those Banelings are going to have to be sick, and they're going to... Oh, he just lost 2 for free. That is not the kind of engagement that he wanted. Hey, my Control W works again. Look at that. And look at a lot of Banelings being lost for absolutely nothing. Oh, no, he lost 4 or 5 Banelings there. That is critical. Just throwing away money. These mutas will come in and probably clean this up. Oh, but no, the Marines. Marines going to pick off a muta, maybe 2. No. The multitasking from Jinro is being outstanding. He's moving the tanks up all while controlling these Marines. We're going to go over here, another scouting Marine. Jinro is in a sick position. He could cause this third to go down just because of the siege tank blast. He's going to move a few units up here, and this third, if focus fired, could go down. Banelings swinging in. This is the engagement, folks. And it looks like the entire army of the Terran will be left standing afterwards. Just a couple of Lings left, but it looks like the Zerg is going to prevail. Perhaps. That engagement was crucial, and it looks like the Zerg will. Oh, but reinforcements coming in. Will it be enough? Will these roaches hold? I don't think so. One roach goes down, and so do the remaining of the roaches. All that's left now is 127 supply for the Zerg, but the Terran is behind. No, just brought it back up and tied it. 128 to 133 in favor of the Zerg, barely in favor. Wow. That was a great engagement. Honestly, right until the end, I had no idea. With the Zerg taking a 4th base, I don't know if Jinro scouted that or not. Has he? He is not at all. So Jinro expected the 4th to come up over here, which is where I take my 4th. However, Zerg playing a little tricky, taking it right in plain sight. The best place to hide is in the middle of the map. These mutas. Oh, these mutas! Oh, these mutas were so close to just dying. Good anticipation there by Jinro, but great pullback from DarkChiGo as well. Is he going to do it again? Oh, no, he's not. That was a bummer. And, oh, 2 tanks, maybe for free. 1 Marine is going to go down. Good control from DarkChiGo to get what he can there. 1 Marine might seem meaningless, but the fact that he just took a little bit from Jinro for absolutely nothing. Yeah, heard the load up, and doesn't look like anything over there, but these mutas are being routed at this point. And let's see, we might have a little bling counter aggression coming over here. 1 fully loaded medevac that is going to be spotted and probably just stopped. And little mini skirmishes over here. Oh, the 3rd base of Jinro. All those Banelings are just going to waste. But oh, the SCVs. All the SCVs could perish, and they do great. Whoa, that's a sick load up from Jinro. But look over here. Here we go. Another big engagement over here outside the 3rd of Jinro. Lings and blings and mutas coming everywhere. And will Terran have enough? It doesn't look like over here, but over here it sure as heck doesn't look like it either. And Jinro has just been ravaged. More Marine reinforcements are on the way, but the Guerrilla Terran down now by almost 60 supply. You're sitting at the 18-minute mark. Look at the worker count. 57 for the Terran, 71 for the Zerg. That's a 14 supply advantage in workers. And the economy tab shows it. 500 more resources a minute coming in for the Zerg. Marine's going to go over here and try to control a little bit of the damage. How many workers were lost? 15 workers killed for DarkChiGo. And all that came in that last engagement. So, look at that. Zerg is in macro mode now. 3 fully saturated bases. I'll bet 1 is pretty weak. Jinro is going to try to take a 4th. Kind of greedy. Oh, these mutas! He's trying to focus fire! He's going to lose every single muta! Oh no! Such a bad engagement for DarkChiGo. Losing all those mutas, but I don't think it's going to matter. The Lings and blings are rolling in. Oh, Banelings. Oh, the Banelings are going to just destroy all it. Oh my gosh, that was the sickest Baneling hit ever, and all these Marines could perish as well. No, DarkChiGo realizes one of good things enough, pulls back. Oh no, what's going to happen here? DarkChiGo, a little bit of indecision. It might cost him these Lings, or these Banelings, I should say, but a lot of overstemming being done by Jinro. Oh, Banelings coming in. They're rolling. They're rolling. They're patrolling and they're hating. Oh no, the entire army of the Jinro Terran, Guerrilla Terran named Jinro. And more SCVs are going to die over here. And it looks like Baneling's just blowing up on everything. And look at this, all the damage and the destruction. So many SCVs lost for Jinro. Supplies as they stand a little closer for the Terran. 117 to 101, 17 supply difference. With these mutas combined with those Banelings, how many workers have been killed? 37, 12 were killed in that last little bit at the 4th. Such a crazy Baneling hit. And oh no, supply depots are all going to fall, and the Terran can't afford this. Down to just 100 minerals and barely any workers left. You go to the units tab, 41 workers for the Terran. That's not enough to just be losing them Like that. Oh, supply depot is still under fire. These mutas. Jinro better report him on BattleNet for muta harass. Waka 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 waka. And, that was terrible, wasn't it? Let's take a look at the upgrades as we have time to recoup here. 1-2-1 for the Terran, and let's see here, 2-0 for the Zerg. Zergling run by coming over here into the natural. These Lings won't get a whole lot of anywhere, maybe get a worker or a Marine. But as you can see, all the mutas flung back in. Action, folks, is everywhere. And, wow. Looks like +3 attack is about to finish for the Terran, so it'll be 3-1 to the, or it'll be 3-2, excuse me, to the lots of 2-0 Muta, which seeing the Muta upgrades is really inspiring. Keep in mind, Hive Tech is done, and Greater Spire is now on the way for the DarkChiGo Zerg. And he might try to pick off a Muta too. He will not get, he will get one. Excuse me, the 5th base, or excuse me, the 6th base of DarkChiGo being taken. Looks like these Marines are going to go over here on a little hit squad mission. Going to be able to pick off some of these. Gets another one. Pretty good, but look at the army of the Gorilla Terran marching down, who now has a supply lead, so he has brought himself back into this game with his macro and ability to be able to just constantly produce those units. Oh, a little other counterattack here. There's not enough turrets. Oh, but another huge engagement. Lings and Blings rolling in. Bailey's crashing over everything. Demolish all over mech, and that's not a cost-efficient way. Some army of the Terran still stands, but LiquidJinro does have a supply deficit as these mutas do make work on his planetary fortress, but can the Zerg withhold the attack that is coming? I don't know. Some Banelings are morphing. This base most certainly will fall, as well as a bunch of workers. Jinro prioritizing the workers over the base. I don't know if that's the best idea right now. It just needs to take something out. If that base stands, it will not. Jinro, could he pick off that 3rd that he damaged a long time ago? Great transfuse by the Queen there on the 3rd, but it looks like it will still fall. Will the Queen transfuse again? It will not. 3rd base dies. In the meantime, that base up here did hold, as you can see, but the economic situation of DarkChiGo, which used to be so great, is now kind of in dire straits. 1 mining base, 1.5 mining bases here for DarkChiGo. Muta's coming in, and there's enough mutas to take this whole thing out, but no, Medivacs will prove to be too strong. And but I think there's enough army over here for DarkChiGo to withstand just a couple of siege tanks. One siege tank does get taken down, and another severely weakened. I feel like Terran could just, or Zerg could just aim into Terran and be just fine. So this aggression will cease for slightly a little bit, but oh, looks like DarkChiGo's getting into position. He's getting ready. Oh, big tank shots going off. And the Banelings, are they going to get back to the Marines? Oh, no. Oh, but another huge bit of reinforcements is going to be able to come in and just pretty much just clean up everything. Banelings seem to go off, and they do not. Terran looking in an okay position with the supply count. What's the supply count represent? Supply count is solely in workers. The army of the Terran is strong. That Thor is doing work. Oh man, its splash damage is taking out those mutas hardcore when they're stacked. Bungles are pretty nice, but are they going to be enough, however, to clean up this army? I don't think so. Nothing really left here for the Zerg player army-wise. That supply difference you see, that 30 supply difference you see, is in workers. So the army of the Terran, 10 supply bigger than that of the Zerg. And oh no, the last base, the last mining base of the Zerg is under attack, and it will fall, folks. So the Zerg not mining anymore. As you can see here, more mutas being chased off, and a group of Marines that were up earlier. So Jinro's just got supply chilling. And he's still dismantling the Zerg, taking severe command of this game. Jinro has equalized the supplies, folks. He is in charge of this game. Look at that army supply, 72 to 53. Zerg is going to need a heck of an engagement, some great fungals here to make the difference. And it looks like the Terran's going to want to swoop up around here and not take out the 3rd because he doesn't know it's there, but maybe just pick off some workers, maybe start to push his way to the natural expansion. As you can see here, another Marine going to come over here and scout the 4th. You know, a little flank could commence. Those mutas might die to those Thors, but no, the Lings are there. What's going to happen here? This will come down to the Fungals. Nope, there is plenty for the Zerg. Fungals don't even matter. Cleans up that little standing army. But there's an army over here at the 4th. There is a little bit of an army. I just saw it. Here we go. Oh, never mind. It's not an army at all. You guys can do it. A tank and a Marine. 2 best units in the game. Waka waka waka. So that engagement was pretty good for DarkChiGo. Let's look at the supply tab, 44 to 38. Upgrades, I'm not sure who upgrades favor right now. I should know. 3-2 for the Terran and 3-2 for the Zerg. Both have +3/+3 on the way. Looks like Zerg is going to be switching in Ultralisk production here shortly, and I think that's great against this pure Marine tank composition. It will force the Terran back into Marauder production. Good game plan. 84 to 79 supply. Things have calmed down a little bit, but this is pretty much what the Zerg has got to work with in terms of army, because right there is the entire mining force of the Zerg player. I mean, this long distance mining, I don't know if I count that. And yeah, so we're just kind of back into another little build-up phase. Both players are going to be zooming around the map, see what kind of cheap shots they can take. But I don't think there's going to be a whole lot, unfortunately, for DarkChiGo. I think he might be out of the picture at this point, with his bases all being destroyed. Jinro is mining off of 3 bases, and DarkChiGo is mining off of 1. And that is imperative at this late of the game to have some kind of income. Look at the income tab itself. Jinro way ahead because of mules. And little Marine hit squad. They come over here. It's going to try to take out that base. I don't know if it'll be that successful because of all these Mariners. And they got out of position. They were in a pretty good position when they got out of it. Because of that Ultralisk, probably. But look at another army. When one head is cut off, another will grow back into place. That is how Jinro likes to play Terran. And yeah, Bane's a Morphin. Bane is a Morphin. I don't know. It was a really awkward transition. Yeah. Anyway, so scouting out, making sure he does not have the 5th up there. Jinro with a 10 supply lead, 10-13 supply lead. And we look at the army supply tab, and all of that is in the army supply. Only a 2 worker advantage here. Jinro is still making SCVs, and that's really cool to see that he is still committed to his economy even in this late game. Because he realizes this game is probably not over just yet. Taking those watchtowers, now keep in mind this is the standing army for the Zerg. That's what he's got. Jinro, however, doesn't know that. He doesn't know that this plus these 2 baneleads, that's it. Against that. So Zerg way behind here in terms of army. 40 supply back now. I think this game is more of a formality at this point. This little Brofester group of Mariners is coming over here to the bottom right-hand corner. It's going to get 2 extractors, man. That's pretty serious stuff, those 2 extractors. And honestly, controlled properly, this group, I couldn't kill this group, but it could do a lot of damage. 3 Ultras are going to join the fight, and those will help out a little bit, but I just still don't think DarkChiGo can hold off even a simple A move from Jinro. Hawks hit and go is what I would say to Jinro at this moment, if I could sit there right without even tell him. Infestation Pit is now being rebuilt. It looks like he might have lost it during something. I'm not sure. But little Brofester group, 8 Mariners in Medevac. And keep in mind the push coming up here at the 4th of DarkChiGo, the only mining base. Excuse me, he did get this 3rd back up, but not for long. As soon as I speak, more Marines are going to come in here, pick off an extractor, and they're going to get cleaned up, but not before they did a little bit of damage. Stop mining when mining is oh so crucial to the Zerg player. And that gives Jinro perfect time to get these tanks into awesome position. All these queens will probably not, no great transfuse, but the Ultralisk, here comes the final engagement, more than likely. And the positioning from the Terran is impeccable, folks. And looking at this, Marines are just going to charge up. They don't even care what kind of damage they take because they know they've got a whole another slew of stuff right there. Look at that phenomenal positioning there by the Gorilla Terran Jinro, folks. And that's the kind of game that you produce when you've been training in Korea for a few years. Great game. GG LiquidJinro. Indeed. Hope you all liked that. That was just a great back and forth game there at the beginning, and Jinro just took the cake with a couple key engagements. Phenomenal game. Jinro was my favorite Terran. I mean, he still probably is my favorite Terran in my heart of hearts. He was the first foreigner I ever watched because I started out by watching GOM in GSL January last year in 2011. And he was like this Terran that like macroed, and everybody was like, a Terran that macros, waka waka waka. And then he gets to the round of 4, and everybody's like, sup Jinro. So, and I feel like Jinro was just kind of doing like one of those sup sons, you know, like, I don't know, man, I'm just really good. And it sounds like he's getting better at practice, so that's really cool. Big shout out to him, and big shout out to DarkChiGo for posting this replay and allowing it to be made available. Yeah, so tomorrow is another Echo game, and Wednesday is Introduction to Starcraft, or a Starcraft cast for beginners, or people who are new to the sport. And I do call it a sport, because esports are awesome. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this cast. If you have any replays of games that you would like casted, please send them to imgermansc2@gmail.com. So what you see on the overlay there, imgermansc2@gmail.com. Actually, here's what we'll do. Go here. We'll go imgermansc2 at. Send them into that. imgermansc2@gmail.com. Please, 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 please. I love casting games. Saw an awesome thing on /r/casted today, actually. Send me best of threes. Get a friend in BNet, go to the chats, and just be like, hey, anybody want to play best of three? And send me all 3 of those games, or 2 of them, because I would love to cast them. So yeah, sweet. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and thank you for watching. Please subscribe.